So, the second season of the Animaniacs reboot, soft reboot, whatever you want to call it, dropped this morning, actually a little after midnight on Hulu. It's 13 episodes, and so far from what I can tell, it's pretty much carrying on what the first season was doing. They even, to promote the fact that this new season was dropping, they even put an episode on Twitter. Yeah, they put an episode on Twitter. I think it was the 4th episode, and we do get introduced to a new character, the female CEO of WB in the show's daughter, and she's turning 16 years old. So, of course, they have to have an episode where the Warners interact with her, and accidentally, just because that's who they are, even though it seems like they mean well, screw up her sweet 16th birthday. And it's because she wanted to see a boy trio called Storm something, Storm Boys or something like that. And yeah, that was about it. And she does have a moment with Dot. Dot does talk to her, and I guess kind of acknowledge that, you know, they didn't mean to do what they did. They're just trying to help out, and that's, you know, being, you know, just being who they are. That's, you know, they're just wacky characters or something. And it seems to me, like, maybe it's just for certain episodes, but it seems to me that they're getting along with the CEO a little bit better than they did with plots. So, you know, maybe that's something, you know, that's a good thing, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not going to be episodes where, you know, they'll come to blows, or they'll be, you know, like, you know, against the CEO and all that, but it definitely feels like they're going in a direction to where they want to give the Warners a little bit more closeness with the CEO, and the CEO can be more understanding and accepting of who they are. Maybe. I don't know. Again, I've only seen a little bit of the second season, but it does seem like it's giving off that kind of a vibe. But, you know, seeing what I've seen, and, you know, going off what others have seen, because others actually have seen it a lot earlier, you know, because they got, like, early viewings and all that. You know, like, you know, when you get invited to an early screening, you get to give your thoughts, non-spoiler and all that, on what you thought of the film and everything before it officially comes out for everybody else to see. Well, a lot of people did get that kind of an opportunity with Animaniacs Season 2, and they've all said that even though it has the charm and everything, it does go back a little bit to its original 90s roots with some of its gags and presentation and all that. It still retains a lot of what the first season of this new continuation, this new reboot, brought to the table. Yes, it's less political because I think they just wanted to, you know, do the political jokes to get them out of the way. But they do say it still retains a little bit of that charm of the reboot. And sometimes that's not a bad thing, but, you know, unless you're gonna give more variety in your presentation, they feel that a lot of people have said that even though it's a good continuation, it's a nice, you know, new season to you know, to kick off with, you know, for the show, for the characters, that the only downside is it needs more variety. Now, there is an episode, I haven't seen it yet, but I know a lot of others have, especially those that got the early screenings. There is an episode where they go and visit some rejected Animaniacs characters. We don't know if these are characters that were rejected from the original, like these were supposed to be in the original, but they never got it, or these are characters that were from the original, but are now out of not, you know, basically allowed into the new one. So again, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, who they interact with. But yeah, overall, it brings the same. It does bring that familiar charm that you can associate with the original series more so than the first season did. But it still does retain a lot of what the first season had. Now, I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong. You know, it's okay to do so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see any episode there. I don't see any episode out of the 13 that just dropped this morning of, you know, a character doing what I call the lustful melt gag. Basically a character melting into a puddle of goo and either reforming on their own or somebody reforming them or whatever the case may be. I don't see that. I mean, I see the Warners being the Warners and interacting with, you know, historical artifacts and stuff like the tapestry at the beginning, the first episode there, or one of the first episodes where they go into the tapestry and interact with the pictures there. One thing that one thing that some people have said after viewing it early, and you can kind of see this as well when you watch the episodes, is, as I mentioned, one of the charms that they bring with them that, that made the original 90s show popular was basically you could put the Warners in any situation you want, any timeline you want, and it works. And they basically go back to that here, which I think is great because they put them in Rome. They put them in, I think they put them in Rome. I think they put them in medieval times or something. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't do that in the first season, but they're doing it more so here. The first season was more like, you do it once in a while, but you're going to keep them mostly in the studio area or in the vicinity of the studio area like Hollywood, Los Angeles, and that's it. Here, they actually do more with that, letting them be in any time frame they want. And they do the same thing with Pinky and the Brain. So, I think that was I think honestly that's a nice kind of like regaining of the original series concept to bring into the new series, especially the second season. But again, not really much has changed. Like I said, the only thing that I feel they need to still bring in is the lustful milk gag, because I didn't see that. I didn't see that with some of the episodes I saw in the second season or the episodes I saw in the first season. Again, I haven't watched all the other episodes yet, but I get this feeling you don't see it in any of them. It's just giving off that vibe. And I think that's one gag they need to bring back. That is one gag they need to bring back, because I think if they bring that back, people will, definitely feel more comfortable. The older fans will feel more accepting of the series if you bring back certain gags like that one that were familiar with them when it came to the original. I mean, how many of us saw the Space Probe short, two-part short, in the first season, and literally saw Dot melt into I guess you could say a puddle with just her ears and her little flower headband thing, ear thing, on top of the puddle, and that's it. And, the mind reading thing drop on top of her, and then the alien's just lifting her up before she pops up on her own, but lifting up the thing, wondering, oh my god, did we kill her or something? Like, what just happened here? Because they've never seen anything like that. Who didn't get a kick out of that, didn't get a chuckle out of that? Or even, like I've said before, with Minerva, with Moon over Minerva and Meet Minerva, who didn't get a chuckle out of that? So, to me, if they're going to, do a third season, they need to bring that gag back. Because, again, I didn't see that in any of the first season, and I didn't see it in some of the episodes of the second season that I've seen. And I get a feeling the vibe it's giving off, you don't see it in the rest of the, the season as well with the rest of the episodes. I mean, obviously, to me, the best option, the best opportunity they had to do with the Sweet 16 short that they did, the extended 11-minute short, whatever it was, that right there was the best opportunity, in my opinion, for them to do it. Because if you have this boy band showing up at the end, ironically, and you have, basically the CEO's daughter and Dot basically being the ones that were like more enamored by these guys, don't you think maybe, with them interacting with the girl and Dot, that maybe you should have one of them do that gag? Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity, in my opinion. But, again, hopefully if they do a third season, they'll go that route. They will bring that gag along with some others back, and maybe they might bring other characters back as well. Because if you're basically bringing the characters back at the end of that episode where it's revealed that Chicken Boo in disguise kidnapped them all, tried to off them all because, he felt that he was the more underappreciated character and he wanted the spotlight, and then you're doing an episode where the Warners are visiting rejected characters, to me that just is set up for the fact that you're going to bring them back. But this is just a way of slowly reintroducing them to the older fans, the original fans of the original show, as well as to the newer fans of the new show, or the rebooted show. So, hopefully we'll see them back in the third season, but that's up to what Hulu and Warner Brothers want to do. For all we know, like Andre Meadows said in a video where he talked about the series when it was first announced, and I think he first saw the episodes, he basically said that, Warner Brothers, being owned by HBO, being, owners of HBO Max, who is rumored to soon be merging with Discovery Family Plus, or Discovery Plus to be one service. They might consider one day, hey, these guys are Warner characters, we want them back, so whoop, they could take them back and put them on HBO Max or whatever it's going to be called in the near future, and maybe that's what the third season will commence. But if it still remains on Hulu, we don't know how long the contract and deal is with Hulu, but if it remains on there, then hopefully the third season will not only get some familiar characters back, because you seem to be teasing that here in the first season and the second season, but hopefully we'll get some gags back, like the Lustful Milk gag and a few others. It'll be really intriguing if they do that down the line. It'll be really intriguing, really fun to see, in my opinion. Really be fun to see. But overall, the second season so far, it's good. It's an improvement over the first. It still has those vibes of the first, but it does have a little bit of rotation or familiarity of the 90s original OG series. So that's all I'm going to really say on it, guys. What are your thoughts on Animaniacs Reboot Season 2? How did you feel about it? Did you see what I consider the Lustful Milk Egg in any of the Season 2 episodes? Let me know in the comments as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Check out the Teespring store. Also, check me out at BW Roses on Patreon for the $1 tier or $3 tier. Also, check me out at BW Roses Discussions on all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. And, I don't know who that is. Like I said, for all your audio podcasts, I was saying, check me out at all your favorite audio podcast platforms except for Pandora. Also, check me out at BW Roses. Like I said, check me out as well as on, okay, I got a little distracted there with the phone, but like I was saying, check me out at Patreon at BW Roses, check me out at BW Roses Discussions on all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Also check me out at BW Roses on VENMO, and also check out my Venmo if you want to help donate there, and again, check out the Teespring store as well. So until next time, guys, I am out.